Afghan citizens have submitted more than 1 million statements to the International Criminal Court alleging they were victims of war crimes. The court began collecting testimonies in November last year. The statements describe accounts of alleged atrocities perpetrated not only by the Taliban or by Islamic State, but also by the Afghan army and by American military forces stationed there. Some of the testimonies were submitted on behalf of a number of people, so the actual number of crimes could be higher. We spoke to Abdullah Hawad, 52 members of whose family were killed in the conflict.
In fact, there are different kinds of war crimes happened in Afghanistan in the past 16, 17 years. American bombed villages, they bombed wedding parties. That's one kind of crime. Another type of crime, Afghan security forces enters villages and without any reason they kill people without identifying whether they are armed, they are against the government, or they are just simple people living in the village.
At the end of last year, the International Criminal Court released a statement alleging American armed forces as well as the CIA committed war crimes in Afghanistan in the early 2000s. Jennifer Breeden, who's an attorney specializing in foreign policy, believes that it's going to be very difficult to bring about justice.
There could be many more claims that come out. These claims have come out against 3 different factions, the Taliban and their Haqqani network in Afghanistan, also against Afghani government forces or the Afghanistan military there, and as well as U.S. military and U.S. military personnel in Afghanistan. Now, on the domestic side, the United States military code has a very strict and stringent, very long list of laws that military personnel, men and women, have to be subject to and they have to follow. But in terms of international crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court, then no, then the U.S. Cannot be held under their jurisdiction because the United States is not a signatory to the Rome Statute, which created the International Criminal Court. So in that case, it would be less likely that they'd be brought to justice by member states or those that are aligned or fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC.